And see what's happening on the socials. With me is Ray Mudhe from the digital desk. Ray, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, but it's been a pretty sad week.
Oh,
really,
absolutely.
Really crazy week. I want us to start with that story of another woman who's been killed in Githurai, and it sparked a lot of outrage online. Tell us about that story.
Yeah, so Grace Wangari is the lady you're talking about, the lady in question, who was reportedly engaging in a fight, in a domestic fight with the husband. Boyfriend or husband, not yet identified. That's Clinton Mwangi, and who is said to have stabbed her in the head. This was confirmed by patrol officers on foot patrol in that particular area. Now, this is police, of course, have said they're pursuing murder on this case, but Kenya's online the hashtag end femicide was trending heavily all across the week because of the case of Rita, Waeni, Starlet Wahoo from the previous week, and now Grace Wangari, and a couple of other murders that have been reported in various parts of the country. It is saddening, to say the least. And I've seen a lot of people come out and condemn these acts, including leaders online. The global community is watching. You know, the internet is a global village, so the people have been commenting on this right, left, and center. Of course, the activism is around the end femicide, which is a hashtag that has been doing rounds on social media all through the week. And it's really sad, Fatih. I don't know what's your take on this one?
Really, there's no justification to it. I mean, it's just been crazy just seeing the number of deaths that has been happening, especially when it comes to women. I mean, starting off with Rita, and then we've seen, actually it started off with the lady in South B, now to Rita, and then two other more cases. And this looks like it's an issue that has been there for a while, but is now reported heavily. Still on that, though, there's tell us about the candle lighting that was put out for the late Rita Waeni, also by GQAT students.
Yes, of course, this was done by the hundreds of JQuat students where she was going to school, and they held the vigil on 23rd. That should be 2 days ago or so. And since then, we have seen also photos of Rita surfacing online, you know, during her happy days, and people coming out to narrate stories of how they related with Rita, how warm and bubbly she was, how good of a performer she was in school as well. And this is coming off the back of the report by the government pathologist, Dr. Johansen Owuor, who has since identified the cause of death as strangulation, and after which she was dismembered. He reported that yesterday. So, of course, there was that particular part that he said that he had never seen such a murder in his entire career. Dr. Johansen Owuor has practiced for over 20 years now. And it's really sad to think that this will have happened to someone as young as Rita Waeni, and the students have gone online to post pictures, previous pictures of her and happy moments of her, and they interacted with her. And the online community, Fatia, is really, really watching these cases, and we wait to see what kind of action is taken by the government to, of course, not the police only, the authorities, to see what happens to the perpetrators of these acts.
Of course. I do know also there's supposed to be a protest that's happening tomorrow, demonstration rather, over this particular issue. Do you know about it?
I've not really followed up on that, but of course we'll be monitoring that from our social media platforms to see the kind of activism that is going on, and we'll definitely bring it here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like you said, it's something that the global people are watching globally with whatever that's happening here. So we hope there's a solution that's going to be out of it. But let's move on to something else now. The famous Nuru Okanga has officially joined high school. Tell us about that.
I was here on this show actually talking about Nuru Okanga declining to declare his KCPE marks.
Yeah, exactly. I remember actually.
Yes, that was with you actually. So he's a very prominent supporter of Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister, and has revealed that he chose a day school, despite having a chance to join Starehe Boys, which is considered a very prime school.
Right.
And his decision is very interesting because he says his decision was influenced by the need to provide for his family, and particularly his wife and children. And so he has emphasized that he had wished to join Starehe Boys, but he cannot because he has other responsibilities. I think also this attests to the fact that Kenyans are congratulating him online for actually taking this bold step and joining school at a very advanced age. Not quite advanced. Many will not consider that an age that you'd want to go back to school.
Yeah.
But he has taken the bold step But Kenyans were also taking interest in the fact that he gave up a chance to join Starehe Boys and instead decided to join a day school. But we leave it to him.
I mean, congratulations to him at least.
Oh, absolutely.
He's taken a step, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the last story now and talk about Prophet Owuor, Prophet David Owuor.
Yeah.
We saw pictures yesterday online, and he made a rare visit to the town and Nairobi CBD yesterday. Interesting pictures. Tell us about that.
Actually, it was a day before yesterday, and I was in town at that particular moment. What a coincidence!
Right. Tell us about it firsthand.
So yeah, it was around Kimathi Street, and he actually had stopped to go and shop in one of the shops that sell suits along that particular street, and traffic was actually momentarily paralyzed. And a crowd was gathering. You don't usually know where these crowds come from, but a crowd was gathering particularly because of one of his cars, the Cadillac Escalade. Costs well over 20 million shillings. And this particular one got people talking a lot about, religion, the relation between faith and opulence. We've seen other preachers rather come under fire, like Reverend Lucy Natasha, who has also been the subject of debate online, of course, with her motorcade and going to her former school and donating goodies and addressing students there. This particular one was not very unique to the social platforms. People have always come out to, talk about this opulence that is seen with the religious leaders and preachers particularly. But that particular white Cadillac Escalade was a big talking point for Prophet David Owuor.
Did you, since you said you were in town at that
Yes.
point, were you also part of the people standing there looking
No,
at the car especially?
But you're putting me on the spot. I was actually going on. I was actually doing my running my errands in town. But I can tell you firsthand, the Cadillac Escalade is a neck breaker, is an eye catcher. It looks very prestigious, and a host of other nice vehicles there, and security guards as well. Doing their thing, jumping hopping onto the vehicle as it moves. It's really fascinating. But that's discussion about faith versus opulence. That one has been a raging debate online.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, that's interesting that you saw that happening. But thank you for your time, Ray. We appreciate you.